13. You are given the graph of y equals 4 sine of 2x times cosine of negative 2x. It says which would coincide. Now, coincide doesn't mean just hitting in one place. It means it is completely the same graph. It hits the two equations hit at every single location. So it's asking here, if you graphed that, which of these would be the exact same graph? Okay, now I'm going to tell you that I think what they expected you to do is use some double angle theorems and simplify this, but that's way more than you're expected to know how to do for the purposes of this assessment. So I'm going to show you how you'll do it with your little calculator. Okay, you're going to click on your calculator. Let me do that again for you so you can see it. You're going to click on the calculator button within the test, okay? And then up here in the top right, you'll see the little graph. You're going to click that, and you're going to add a new equation and click inside there till you see your cursor blinking. Then you're going to enter 4, and you actually can type this in. It will not understand sine unless you open a parenthesis, okay, of 2x, and then times cosine. Let me do something quickly, because I did times cosine of negative 2x. I'm curious if it will understand it without the times. Yeah, it does. And if I wanted to graph it, there it is. Okay, so I entered that exactly as I see it. I'm going to do all 4 of the others. Okay, click in here till it's blinking, and 2 sine of 2x. I'm going to change the color here. I'm going to go kind of in order. That's going to be yellow. Okay, and then I'm going to do a new one, and 2 sine of 4x. I will enter that. 2 times the sine of 4x, and I'm going to change that color so that I know to that kind of, here I'll do a bright green, to the bright green. Okay, and then I'm going to do 4 sine of 4x, 4 sine of 4x, and change that color to that kind of aqua color. And then the last one I'm going to enter is negative 2 times the cosine of 4x. Change the color here to the bright blue and click OK. Now, before I click this graph button, I'm going to leave the red on always, and I'm only going to compare them 2 at a time, otherwise it gets confusing. Okay, so I'm going to look at 4 sine, basically the red and the yellow. Okay, click graph. You can see here, and let me zoom in a little bit. You can click zoom box and just create a box so that it'll zoom in. You can see that the yellow and the red are distinct, different graphs. So the answer is not A. Okay, unclick A, click B, and then graph. Uh-oh, all I can see is the green. And you can see clearly the red is checked, which means it's graphing the green. And in fact, oh shoot. In fact, if you look at the graph, it's not that bright green, and it's because the red is behind it. So going back to here, that's a B is 2 sine of 4x. I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty sure B is correct, but I'm just going to look at the graph, see very different graphs here. Okay, and then look at the last one. Again, 2 distinct graphs. Okay, so since this one, B, let me unclick that. No, I keep wanting to click done. Okay, B is the one that shows they're on top of each other, so that's 2 sine of 4x. The answer is B.